I'm gonna wing it. Are you ready?
Is this different from every other week?
Nope, not at all. Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to do the Inside Out book tag because Steph tagged me in it a billion years ago. By a billion years ago, I mean in August, before she left for college. And I said, oh, I'm gonna do this right away, and then I didn't. So I'm gonna do it now. And I had a bunch of books in mind for all of the different prompts, and then when I rewatched your video yesterday, I totally forgot all of them. So we're gonna wing it. Okay, so you come up with a book for each of the feelings from Inside Out, which is such a cute movie. This summer gave us a couple really great movies, and that was one of them. Spy was another one. And Mad Max Fury Road. Let's start with joy. A lot of books give me joy, but the one that I just finished that I loved a bunch and laughed out loud and was reading portions of it to people who didn't care because they just had a baby was A Curious Beginning by Deanna Rayburn. I love any Deanna Rayburn book. Kind of obsessed with her first series, the Julia Gray series, because it begins with the line, "To say that I met Nicholas Brisbane over my husband's dead body would not be entirely accurate. Edward was still twitching on the floor between us," or something to that effect. And those are just like the best first two lines in history. And Deanna is amazing, and I've met her several times, and I tweet at her incessantly. It might be annoying, who knows, but she's very nice about it. Her new book, Curious Beginning, is the first in the Veronica Speedwell series, and she goes back to Victorian England, and we meet Veronica Speedwell, who is a foundling. She's an orphan. She doesn't know who her parents are. She was raised by two spinsterly sisters, and Veronica is not like your normal Victorian lady. She marches to the beat of her own drum, and she's a lepidopterist, which is a butterfly hunter, and she goes on expeditions and catches butterfly specimens all over the world. She spends the entire first book in London, but that doesn't mean it's a boring book, because there's a circus, and we're running from someone who murdered people, and there's taxidermy, and it's so good. And Veronica is just a great character because she is assured, but she gets in trouble, and she knows her faults. Her sidekick Stoker is pretty great too. He wears an eye patch. Who doesn't love an eye patch? It is a trait that I look for in men. I'm just gonna go in whatever order I can think of the books in. So we'll go with Fear, a book that scared me. Oh, yes. So for Fear, I'm gonna go with The Diviners by Libba Bray. I'm halfway through the second book, Lair of Dreams, which I'm liking a lot, but is not nearly as terrifying. The villain in it is so far a little more nebulous than the villain in Diviners, who's Naughty John, who is terrifying. I'll leave it at that. The Diviners by Libba Bray. Okay, who else do we have? We've got Anger. So a book that made me really angry. I'm really bad at this. Yeah, like Anger and Disgust are really hard. I know that there was a character, at least a character, who disgusted me in something. Oh! Okay, I know what I'm gonna use for Disgust. Okay, everybody loves this book. Well, most people love this book. I'm sure there are other people who weren't crazy about it, but for the most part, people just like wax rhapsodic about this book. And yeah, Lisa knows. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart is a beautifully written book. Like, it is gorgeous, but no. All of them, no. Obviously I block these things from my memory because they make me so angry. I can't tell you anything because I don't want to ruin the book for you if you haven't read it. But once you have, please come talk to me and I will yell about how angry part of this book makes me. So many people love it, and I hate discounting a book because there's a book for every person, and for every person there is a book. But this book, oh my god! And while I'm feeling this enraged, let's go on to Anger. Okay, so a book that makes me angry, but righteously so, and I'm sure there are a lot of books, but this one just popped to mind, is Fahrenheit 451, because it is a dystopian future about a world where you're not allowed to have books, and I feel very strongly about books. I don't know if you realize this, or if you do as well, because you're watching a YouTube video about someone talking about books. I love that book. It changed my brain. I read in the 7th grade. Just made me think about the world differently and about what I was reading and consuming differently. And made me appreciate it and the freedom that I have to read whatever I want. And I think made me an advocate for reading what you want and letting others read what they want and respecting other people's choices. And I guess that fire that Fahrenheit 451 lit in me culminated in me becoming a librarian. And yeah, so that's a good kind of anger to have, I think. Sadness. I cry a lot. Guys, I have cried the end of baseball games. Like baseball games that ended in my favor, that my team won. Let's see, I cried so much during I'll Give You the Sun that my cat looked at me in concern. Dante and Aristotle Discover the Secrets of the Universe, bawled my eyes out during that one. The second in the Ruby and the Smoke series by Philip Pullman killed me. I can't read the rest of that trilogy, and I knew it was gonna happen. And speaking of Philip Pullman, the third book in the Golden Compass series, just gutted, can't even. Who else makes me cry? Most of these people, let me think. What else have I cried really hard in? I tear up a lot. And I'm not afraid to sob. Oh, I cried during October Morning, a song from Matthew Shepard by Leslie Ann Newman. And I read that at work, so that went over well. Oh man, both of the first two Gentleman Bastard books from Scott Lynch's Gentleman Bastard series, the Lies of Locke Lamora and Red Seas Under Red Sky, bawled. So good. I'm really afraid to read the third one. Oh, okay, this is the last one that I'll talk about. Under the Wide and Starry Sky, which if you go way back to our first two videos that are not very great quality, I talk about it because it was one of my favorite books of 2014. It's the story of Robert Louis Stevenson's life, and the end of that book, I was like almost inconsolable. I came into work, I'd finished it in the car, and I was just red-eyed, red-nosed, just a wreck. And it was because Robert Louis Stevenson had died. And I told my coworker, and she was like, when? And I was like 200 years ago. It was very powerful. Oh, I wanted to add something else. Like I wanted to add like a caveat. What was it? Oh, okay. I really, really liked The Imaginary Friend. I can't think of his name right now, but he laughed like a dolphin and he cried candy tears. Lisa will put the name up here. We'll find it later. I wanted to add something to the Inside Out tag, and that is like, what character from a book would you have as your imaginary friend? I would love if Strong Strong from Zeta the Space Girl series was my imaginary friend. Or like my real life friend, like if he really existed, I would love to have him around because he's awesome. So that's the end of my Inside Out tag. Thank you for tagging me, Steph. Yeah. I'll tag anybody else who watched this video and hasn't done the tag already. It's a great tag. It was originally done by Christina Horner or I Talk to Snakes. So go do your own. Tag me in it because I want to come watch it. And I'll see you next time. Make sure you do all those nice things you can do on YouTube. Like this video, subscribe, comment below, share it everywhere.